I'm Pete Daniel, and I live in the Tamar Valley on the border of Devon and Cornwall. Join me on my adventures in the Tamar Valley as I try and show you some of the wildlife I love to see and film. As well as other projects me and my family undertake on our daily routines. Well, join me this week as I go down to the valley to try and see if I can find a bird that we met earlier this year. We have a rescue and we make a release to the wildlife area, our garden. I go back to the peregrine's nest to see great progress before I get back to the wood to see if me and Elsie have anything on our cameras of the foxes. Another start to the day in the Tamar Valley, and it's Sunday morning. And today I want to go down to the wood to see if I can show you a particular bird. But first, there's something that needs to be done. Right, okay, it's Sunday morning and I've just come back from letting the chickens out and walking the dogs, and now it's time to cook a fryer. And we always have a fryer on a Sunday and we look forward to it. Of course, what we don't grow in the garden ourselves, we get locally from Salt Ash over at Tamar Fresh. And that's where these wonderful mushrooms has come from. Look, beautiful. And then we get the meat from our local butchers, from John and the team down at J&S Downings. Look at that, proper pork sausages. You don't get better than that, I'll tell you. Better than what you get in the supermarket, that's for sure. And then there's lovely bacon. Look at that, smoked back bacon. Absolutely beautiful. One of my favourites is the bacon. And of course, as you can see, we've got plenty of eggs from our chickens. So everything is sourced locally or from ourselves. It's absolutely brilliant. Right, I better go on and cook it before the girls come down and start shouting at me because I'm hungry. Well, the fry up goes down a treat and it's a big hit with the girls, and they really enjoy it. And there's no better way to start a Sunday morning than a great breakfast with the best local produce. And now I'm full on a cooked breakfast and fully charged for the day ahead, I can get down to the valley and I can walk down through the wood and see if I can find a bird that I want to show you that we saw earlier in the year. Right, okay, I was just walking up beside the edge, coming back towards the farm, and I can hear the woodpecker at the back of the wood. And he's just there. There he is, right, I see him. Right, okay. Right, I'm going to try and get a shot of this. Right, okay, well that woodpecker I've just seen is in the area that I've been hearing the woodpecker in the mornings when I've been coming down walking around. So what I'm going to do now is get down to the back of the wood, get my kit on, get masked up, my gloves on, and get into the back of the wood and I'm going to have a look around and see if I can find the woodpecker's nest. If I do, I shall sit there and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to show you some shots of the woodpeckers. And that'd be absolutely brilliant. Right, okay, I've been and found the woodpecker's nest. It was absolutely brilliant. It's quite high up, it's an awkward position to try and get to with the camera, but I've managed to find a space where there's no leaves in the way of the woodpecker's hole. So hopefully all I got to do now is sit and wait for the parent birds to come back, because I can hear chicks inside the hole and that's absolutely brilliant. Right, I'm going to cover up and sit and wait, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get something. First woodpecker's just come back to, oh, it's the male. That's brilliant. He come up, pitched on the side of the tree. I seen a red disc on the back of his head. Remember I said about that earlier in the year. The male and the female look the same, except for the male has got that red disc on the back of his head. And that was him then, come pitched out. He's gone in the hole. Just wait and see what happens now. Right, there you are, yeah. He's just coming out the hole now. That's absolutely, he's got a beak full of waste, okay? So that's how they keep the nest clean. Because the chicks can't come outside to dispose of their waste, the parents have to do it. So they take it from the chicks, take it outside, and they drop it away from the nest, and that's how they keep it clean, and that's brilliant shot. Absolutely brilliant. Right, oh, the female's just turned up. That was very, very quick. Right, there she is. Oh, she stopped outside the nest. That was brilliant. She stopped outside the nest just before she went off. That was a fantastic shot, that was. Absolutely brilliant. Right, well there you are, I've been and done it. I wanted to show you the woodpeckers around the nesting site this year, and I've gone and found the nest. So I was getting a little bit concerned because I hadn't found it up till today, but that was brilliant to see. And I'm really, really pleased with some of the shots I got of the birds coming back and going into the hole and feeding the chicks. And hopefully in June I can come back again and I'll be able to show you those birds feeding the chicks from the outside of the hole when they're trying to get in the fledgling nest, and that'd be really, really good if I can do that. And I'll tell you what, you don't get better than this, do you, eh? A wood full of bluebells. Absolutely beautiful. I can go home now, a happy man. Well, that was absolutely brilliant to be able to show you the woodpeckers at the nest site, and I'm really, really pleased about that. And I can't wait to come back and try and get a few shots of the chicks later on. But now I've got to get on, because I've got to get back home, as the wife has found something for me in the car park behind our house that needs a little help to be moved away from any predators. Right, okay, well I've come out the garden tonight to shut the chickens in, but I've also come over to the wildlife area to release some in that my wife found in the car park down at home when she come back from walking the dogs. It's absolutely brilliant. You have a look at this, look. And there you are, I put it in a pot so I could bring it up to the garden. I'll just show you, take the lid off. There you are, slow worm, look. And that's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? I think that's fantastic to see. Beautiful. And when I was a boy down at home, you used to see lots of these. Down the garden we used to have sheets of galvanise up around the compost area and whatnot. And if you was to lift up the sheet of galvanise, you see loads of slow worms underneath. Big ones, medium ones, and little tiny baby ones as well, and they'd be everywhere. It'd be absolutely brilliant. But you don't see so many, or I don't see so many as I used to, which is a real shame. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to release this one into our wildlife area, and hopefully over the years we'll start to see a few more as we get the areas ready for the wildlife to come back, and that'd be absolutely brilliant. Right, come on in mate, let's let you go. Right, just take the lid off. There, look, you can see he's all curled up in the pot. Lovely little slow worm. I'm just going to release him into the long grass in the wildlife area. Right, come on in mate. Off you go. There he is. Beauty. And off he goes. There he goes, into the long grass. That's brilliant. And that's fantastic, isn't it? That slow worm's gone off into our wildlife area, heading towards that Devon edge. That's absolutely brilliant. Do you know the slow worm has got a defence mechanism from predators? If you catch hold of his tail, it'll drop off, so the slow worm can get away. And it will regrow, believe it or not. But you know, I think if the wife hadn't seen that slow worm down there, and we hadn't brought it up here, he would have been had by one of the many cats down there, and that would have been a disaster. But at the end of the day, it's a happy end of the story, which is absolutely brilliant. Well, that was a good job done to help that slow worm. I'm sure if we hadn't have moved it, a cat would have had him. Now, I want to show you a couple of things back at the shed at home. Right, well I've come up with the shed this morning because there's two things I want to show you. And the first is my chicks. And they are a week old now, and I'm up in the pen, up in the shed, underneath the heat lamp, and they're doing really, really well. You have a look at this, look. Right, yeah, really, didn't you? So they are. The chicks are doing really, really well, and I think that's fantastic. Right, the second thing I want to show you was them up the shed is the pond tank, because the tadpoles are progressing really, really well, and that's just behind me here. Well, there you are, there's pond tank, look, and you can see the tadpoles are doing really well. That's the weed that me and Daisy brought back a week or so ago. The tadpoles are feeding on that, but also you can see down here what they're feeding on, and that's the strips of bacon I put in there, and they absolutely love it. I remember when I was a boy, we used to tie the bacon off and dangle it into the tank and watch the tadpoles come up and feed. But you can see they're doing really, really well, they're feeding on that, they're growing away nicely, and I'm really happy I brought back the frog spawn from the mash, because after going down there the other day and not seeing a single tadpole, looks to me like that cold weather wiped out all that frog spawn. So I'm happy that I brought some back and put in the pond tank, because we saved the lives of a few tadpoles, and that's brilliant. Right, I'm going to leave them to it and I'm going to get on. It's great to see our pond tank working so well and the tadpoles thriving, especially after what happened down at the mash. Our chicks is doing so well as well. I had hoped for more out of the eggs, but at least we got the 3 amigos. But now I want to get back down to the valley and check on the chicks at the peregrinnes nest, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I get to see them this time. Oh, look at that, look. Hey. I got here to the nest like just in time, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. As I set up and turned the camera on, Mum came back and started to feed the chicks. It's hard to see them clearly with that old sycamore branch in the way, but I can't believe how lucky I am to see this. It's absolutely brilliant. Right, okay, I'm off. I'm going to leave them alone and let them get on. But I'll be back again. This is absolutely fantastic. It's brilliant to see. Well, that's something you don't see every day, that's for sure. And I can't believe my luck. It was fantastic to watch. But I'm heading back over to the other side of the valley now to check on those trail cameras that me and Elsie put out to see if we can find something of the fox. Right, well this is the first camera that me and Elsie put out last week, and this one's out in the field facing the badger set, just on the back of the wood. Okay, I'm not expecting to see anything of the fox or the fox cubs on here, but it'll be interesting to see what's happening around the badger set. Right, let's see what we got. Yeah, well, we got some videos. What we got here? Oh, right, well, we got a pheasant walking across the screen. Oh, we got a little robin. There he is. Oh, brilliant. He's having a little hop around the screen there. Right, what else? Oh, yeah, we got the badger. We got the badger. He's come up, he's looking at the owlet. He's having a good look round. He's thinking, what's going on? Right, that's that one. Oh look, he's come up to the screen. Badger's come up and sniffed the screen. He didn't know what to make of that. Right, that's brilliant. Oh well, at least we got something anyway. Nothing than the foxes, but at least we got something. I'm going to make my way down now into the wood now and see what we got on the second trail camera. And that's set up on the big badger set in the middle of the wood. So it'll be interesting to see what we got there. So fingers crossed for some foxes. Right, okay, well I've just picked in the second trail camera that me and Elsie put out a week ago. Now this one was on the badger set, and he's a fair ways back in the wood there. But although it was lovely to see the badger on the first trail camera, let's hope we see more than that on this one. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Hopefully something to do with the foxes. Let's turn them on and see what we got. Right, loading. Yep. Oh, we got 120 something videos. Fingers crossed. Hey, right, let's have a look through. Right, play. I can't see what on there. Next one. Nope, nothing. Okay, what's setting this off? Birds, maybe? What's that? Yes! Yes, we've got it! We got the fox cubs. Oh, this is absolutely brilliant. You have a look at this. There's 1, 2. I can see at least 2. Right. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, it's the vixen in the background. Oh, she's brought food back. The cubs is taking the food. Look. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. Right, let's scroll through, see what else we got. Yep. More. Look at this. There's 4. There's 4 fox cubs. This is absolutely brilliant, man. Look at this. Look. Fantastic. Right. Oh, I'm so chum with this. Hey, this is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This is fantastic. I'm so pleased that I got the fox cubs. This is fantastic. Like I say, they're a fair ways back there on the badger set. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to disappear and I'm going to leave them alone for a couple of weeks. And then I'm going to come back with my camera and hopefully I'll be able to show you the fox cubs with my video camera. And that'd be absolutely brilliant. Well, join me next week when I go back to see that there's fast progress in the peregrine's nest at the valley. I go to where the fox den is at the badger set to see if I can get anything of the fox cubs with my video camera. And I go to the garden where there's great news at our pond and it's fantastic to see. I return to the barn to see if I have any results on my trail camera of the barn house before I go down to the workshop where there's 2 nests that look the same but have very different birds inside of them.